Breaking news! Recently, news came out that generated a lot of repercussion, so take a deep breath and come with me as I tell you everything firsthand, and don't forget to click the like button. Now, it all started with a tweet, a message so simple, yet enough to send ripples across the Atlanta Falcons fan base. Football news. I signed with the Falcons this morning. Source myself, credible, posted Ben DiNucci on X. That's it. No rumors. No leaks, just the former Denver Broncos quarterback taking it into his own hands, and in doing so, delivering a piece of news that not only surprised many, but reignited curiosity around the Falcons quarterback room, a group already packed with drama, youth, and expectation. But why does this matter? Why is Ben DiNucci, a 7th-round pick from 2020 who's bounced around practice squads and the now-defunct XFL, suddenly worth your attention? Because the Atlanta Falcons are building something unique. While the headlines swirl around first-round pick Michael Penix Jr. and the veteran Kirk Cousins, DiNucci is quietly stepping into an arena that's ripe with opportunity. The NFC South isn't the powerhouse division it once was, and with the Falcons entering 2025 with a fresh coaching staff and aggressive roster revamp, every spot on this team has weight. Every signing, every preseason snap, every practice matters, and DiNucci knows that. Let's rewind. After 2 years in Dallas and a stint in the XFL, DiNucci landed with the Broncos in 2023. He was elevated to the practice squad, then given a reserve/future contract before being released just 4 months later. But during his time in Denver, head coach Sean Payton made one thing clear: this guy might not be flashy, but he's sharp. Calm under pressure. A high IQ field general with enough arm talent and mobility to make plays. Now, DiNucci comes to Atlanta, a team that hasn't had a stable QB room since the tail end of Matt Ryan's career. He joins a depth chart topped by Kirk Cousins, backed by the explosive rookie Michael Penix Jr., and closely followed by Easton Stick. And yes, he's likely competing for that elusive QB3 spot, but this is Atlanta, where injuries, depth, and readiness aren't just buzzwords. They're the reason you stick around or find yourself back on the free agent list. And speaking of Penix, he's got a storyline of his own. Despite being drafted as the presumed future of the franchise, he won't take a single preseason snap. None. Head coach Raheem Morris made that clear. Our first 2 quarterbacks don't play, especially in this last game. That decision places even more focus on what happens in the final preseason clash against the Dallas Cowboys. That game will be the defining moment for the bubble players, for those fighting to earn the last spots on the 53-man roster. This is the make-the-roster game, Morris emphasized. This is where those guys solidify themselves on that 53-man roster or that practice squad. With Cousins sidelined and Penix also benched, the lights will shine on players like DiNucci and Stick. It's not just a tryout, it's a performance audition with a season's worth of consequences. And that's where DiNucci's story starts to get even more interesting. Because for him, this isn't just another preseason. This is potentially his last shot to show that what Payton saw in Denver, the calmness, the IQ, the arm, isn't just preseason hype. It's real. It's reliable. And it belongs on a roster. But quarterback drama isn't the only thing heating up at Flowery Branch. The receiving corps is going through a metamorphosis of its own, and one name is starting to rise from obscurity: Casey Washington. Washington, a 6th-round pick who caught just 1 pass in 2024, has suddenly become the team's go-to X receiver in practice. That's not an exaggeration, it's a result of circumstance and pure effort. When Darnell Mooney went down with an injury early in camp, a door opened. And Washington didn't hesitate. From lining up with the first-team offense to sitting out preseason games as a presumed roster lock, the 24-year-old is turning heads and making believers out of the Falcons staff. He's had a great camp, really encouraged with where Casey's at, said offensive coordinator Zach Robinson. He can run, he's got great hands, and his route nuance has gotten better. But it's more than just raw talent. It's chemistry. Washington and Penix have been working on timing, precision, and rhythm long before the cameras rolled. According to Penix, their relationship started in parking lots, walking through plays after installs. That dedication, that grind, has become their foundation. And now, it's starting to pay off on every rep, every throw, every contested catch. He's going to catch any ball that comes in his vicinity, Penix said. So my job is to continue to elevate him and, make sure I give him the opportunities that he deserves from the work that he put in. And let's not forget what Washington himself had to say: it feels like my dreams are starting to unfold. It's a blessing, and it's really exciting. Exciting. That's the word. Because what's happening in Atlanta isn't just your average training camp hustle. It's the story of a team that's starting to redefine itself from the inside out. From the top of the depth chart to the last man fighting for a chance, this Falcons roster is full of intrigue. And for fans, this final preseason game is no throwaway. It's the proving ground. So now we turn to you, Falcons Nation. With Ben DiNucci joining the fold and Casey Washington rising fast, who do you think will be the unexpected breakout this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. While Casey Washington's rise has been one of the most exciting developments of training camp, it's important to note that his opportunity, and what he's doing with it, is reshaping how the Falcons evaluate their wide receiver room. Darnell Mooney, who was expected to be a crucial part of this offense alongside Drake London, remains sidelined, and that void has shifted expectations dramatically. Washington isn't just filling space, he's creating a blueprint for younger players fighting for a future. He isn't doing it alone either. The synergy between him and Michael Penix Jr. is a storyline fans should be watching closely all season. These two are more than just teammates, they've built trust through hours of extra work, quiet walkthroughs, and off-the-clock dedication. That kind of bond isn't built during Sunday broadcasts. It's forged in the gritty details, late-night texts, route timing in empty fields, and relentless repetition. It also speaks volumes about Penix's leadership. For a rookie quarterback to take that initiative, to invest that time with a sixth-round wide receiver, it says everything about his mindset. He isn't waiting for the game to slow down, he's speeding up his own development process. And if Penix does eventually step into that starting role, he'll already have built-in timing and trust with a receiver many doubted would even make the roster. And yet, as impressive as that sounds, there's still tension in the air. Because for all the progress, there's still uncertainty. Jalen Walker, the other prized rookie and a first-round pick, is now battling a groin injury. His absence was felt immediately, with Tennessee's run game slicing through the Falcons' front in preseason. Atlanta's defense, which had shown promise, was suddenly vulnerable. And now the team has a decision to make: rest him for week 1, or risk more serious damage trying to evaluate him before the season even begins. Head coach Raheem Morris made it clear, the team will operate with an abundance of caution. But behind that caution is pressure. Pressure to get it right. Pressure to field a competitive defense. Pressure to turn all this potential into wins. That's the heartbeat of this preseason. Every decision, every snap, every roster spot carries weight. From DiNucci's self-reported signing to Washington's breakout to Penix's quiet command of the locker room, this isn't just training camp, it's the shaping of the Atlanta Falcons' identity in 2025. Now tell us, Falcons fans, who's impressed you the most this preseason? Is it Washington's climb, Penix's poise, or DiNucci's determination? Drop a comment below, we want to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our exclusive Falcons coverage. Go Falcons!